Okay, we're going to be playing the song Sonatina in C. Now, most sonatinas were written in the classical period. If you were in my music class at school, do you know the 4 periods of music? Can you name them before I do? Tell your parents what they are, or write them down. Pause the video, and then tell me if you're right. Okay, the 4 periods of music: Baroque, Classical, Romantic, and Contemporary. This is in Sonatina. This was not written in the 1700s, but it's written in the style of that. It's somebody who's alive now, but they decided to write a song like the classical period. And I'll tell you what, when you get older and you play sonatinas by Beethoven and Mozart, sonatinas are my favorite type of music. They've always been my favorite type of music. They're really fun. They're very classical sounding, as they should be. They sound like the classical period. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to start off. Let's start off with the right hand's very easy. Look at your left hand. The notes are on spaces. So I hope you remember your saying for bass clef spaces. Do you? All cows eat grass. So let's figure out what the bottom note is in the left hand or the bass clef. Point to your bottom space. All, and the next space is cows. Oh, so that's a C. Is it middle C with a special line in the middle, or is it a lower C? Let's look at it. Looks like a lower C. And you're going to put your pinky on it. So you put your pinky on that C. Remember, 2 black keys and C's on the bottom. Okay? So just take a look at my hand, if I can get the camera right. Let's see. There we go. Well, somewhat. Okay, so 2 black keys. Can't really see that very good. Well, we'll go like this. There we go. 2 black keys, and C is on the bottom of 2 black keys. All right, so put your pinky on the C. Now, what's the top note? Use your same saying. All cows eat grass. C and G, and it says underneath fingers 1 and 5, okay? We hold that for 4 beats. Look at the next measure, the next box. One of those notes does not change. Which one doesn't change, the C or the G? Look at it carefully. Yes, the G, the top note, your thumb. It's still a G, but this time look at the next note. It's one below G, and it says fingers 1 and 2. It's going to sound like a crash or something, like a disaster. Listen to that. But that's what it's supposed to sound like. And the next measure, it goes back to C and G. Then you have a half rest, which gets how many beats? Do you remember? This is a half rest. 2 beats. 1, 2, and then we come in. Hey, there's that G again. All cows eat grass. Thumb. Okay? Now, if you look, that's pretty much all the left hand does. There's a few other notes in there. Don't forget your saying for bass clef lines, great big dogs fight animals, in case you need to figure out a line note. But your hand will never move from this position. Once your left hand is set, you'll only play these notes, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, play it with me. C, D, E, F, G. You won't ever move your hand. Okay, so let's try it together. Now remember, when you practice means I'm done. Just play it one time, I'm done. You really got to think about what you're doing. You got to look ahead, look for patterns. And then when you play, you should play this one. If we're going to play hands apart, I would say you could play the whole song of left hand, however old you are. You know, if you're 9 years old, play it 9 times. If you're 12 years old, play it 12 times, okay? When we play hands together, we'll do it differently. But when we do left hand, let's do that. So let's see. You can either pause the video and try by yourself, or if you're ready to play it with me, let's try it together. Left hand, the whole song. Now watch, keep your eyes on your music, not on me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Back to C and G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest for 2. G, G and C. Here come the neighbors. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then skipping. 1, 2, 3, Soft, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Great big dogs. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4. G down, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, D, C. Did you keep up with me? Were there some surprises in there, or did you look ahead and practice it? If you need to pause the video and practice a few things, because there were just a few things that were different, you can pause the video and practice, or you can rewind and play it with me. Just take a look ahead before you do to make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing. If we look on line 3, third box, that left-hand note is on a line. Great big dogs. It's a D. What finger is that going to be in your left hand? 4. Play the D. Make sure you're playing it right with me, okay? Let's do line 3 together, left hand. 1. It starts with 2 notes. They're right next to each other. Neighbors, G and F, right? Fingers 1 and 2. 1, 2. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Here comes the D now. 4th finger and walk from G. G, down, down, down. So you might need to practice that third line. If you need to pause the video, great. You go ahead and do that. If you want to rewind and try to play again with me, do that. When you're ready, we will continue on, and we're going to do the right hand. The right hand is very easy. Just be sure you practice it before you start playing with me, okay? There's nothing you will need help with on this right hand. It is very easy, okay? Just remember that when you see right here, I see the C, and directly under it, I see notes in the left hand. Those go together. They're underneath each other. Same time, right? So if you see notes underneath each other, they go at the same time. All right. So you're probably ready now to play both hands for Sonatina in C. Remember our left hand pinky, C. Got your hand set? Your fingers curved. Do not pop your bubble and be lazy. Get your bubble up like that, okay? And your right hand, thumb on C. Play middle C. Okay. I'm going to count to 4, and we're going to try it. Ready? If you want to try just the right hand, even though I'm playing both, you can do that and practice your right hand with me, and then you can always rewind the video and practice both hands, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so clues that you should look for also in your music, because you're getting a little more advanced, you have dynamics in your music. Do you remember what dynamics are? Dynamics are your louds and softs. So if you look in the beginning of the song, underneath you've got the treble clef, then right next to the treble clef you have the numbers. Do you remember what the numbers are called? Time signature. It tells you what you're going to count to in every box or measure. They're called measures. Sometimes I say box because you guys look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about when I say measure, but that's all the boxes are called measures. If you look under the time signature, it says MF. That means mezzo forte. Okay, so remember, all of our, a lot of our music terms, the majority of them are in what language? Do you remember? Italian, yes. Mezzo forte means medium loud. So in the beginning, you just play it regular, like you're just talking. But when you get to line 3, I see the letter P under the first note, and that means piano.
right? So quiet. So you're going to play quiet on line number 3. And then on the last line, what dynamic do you see? Use your detective skills. What do you see? I hope we see the same thing. Forte, right? So I see a forte. So forte means loud, okay? And then it also says slower on the last line, third measure above it. We're slowing down to the end. When you're playing this piece, that means you're getting a little more advanced because you're adding a lot of, you've got to know the notes. Your hand is in a different position. They're not sharing C. Your hand, you got to know all the notes on the bass clef. You have to know the dynamics. You have to be good at counting. So you're starting to add more things into your songs and becoming more advanced. So remember, the more you practice, the better you're going to be. All right, so if you're ready, I'm going to play the duet on the clavinova and you're going to try to play along. Now, what I've told some people is it may be easier to hear if you're watching this on a phone or a computer. If you have headphones or earbuds and you put one of them in and connect it to your device, but leave your other ear empty so you can hear your piano, I think you can. Some of the kids told me that that's a lot better quality of sound if you put one earbud in, or one headphone on, plug in the other end into your phone or computer, or iPad, whatever you're watching this on, and then leave the other one out so you can hear your piano. So you can try that and see if it works for you or not. If not, and you don't have any headphones or earbuds, don't worry about it. So we're going to go over now. If you need to pause the video so you can practice, go ahead and pause. And then you can turn it back on, and we're going to have this cool duet. I tried to make it kind of fun sounding. Okay, so here we go. You're going to have your left hand pinky on C, all right? You're going to have your right hand thumb on C, okay? And I'm going to count to 4. And remember, it's going to sound very classical, okay? So, and you remember our classical composers we studied at school. If you were in the school there where I teach, we studied Beethoven, we studied Mozart, and we learned their songs. And so I'll probably try to send you some other things about the classical period. Okay, your hands ready? Here we go. You'll hear 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll start. 1, 2, ready, play. Did you do it? Did you keep up? Now remember, if you make a little mistake, don't take your hands off the piano and just give up. You can always just follow along with your eyes, so you can hear with your ear and look with your eyes. Okay, here's what it's supposed to sound like. You can try to come back in on another line, but don't give up, okay? Try to keep your hands up there to the end and be thinking the whole time you're playing. Don't worry if you make one little mistake. Try to keep going. So if you need to, you can rewind this video and try to play with that background over and over. And then I'm sure your parents would love to hear you play this with the duet. It sounds pretty cool. Of course, you won't be able to have your headphones plugged in because they won't be able to hear. So if you unplug your headphones and maybe give them a concert at night after dinner or whatever, hello, I'm going to be your dinner music, or maybe while somebody's making dinner, you could play every night a different song that you know. Don't forget that you're also going to play your old songs, okay? So your old songs keep you with your note reading skills, keep you up to date so you don't forget your notes. So pick some old songs, don't forget to practice those, and then say, hey, one night while they're fixing dinner, here's my dinner concert, either right before dinner, right after, or while they're making it, whatever you want to do. Make it a fun thing. And I'm sure they'll think that sounds pretty cool with the duet, okay? So have fun practicing. I can't wait to hear you. We'll FaceTime or Skype this week, so don't forget to keep practicing. And you should watch this video. It's not that long. You should watch it 3-4 times this week, and by the time you rewind it, this video is 15 minutes long, but by the time you stop and practice, pause and practice, or rewind and play with me again, you should have sat at the piano at least 30 minutes, okay? And we're just going to see great progress. We're going to see whoosh, everybody's going to be fantastic, because you guys are really going to have to sit down and practice. Because before, I heard a lot of this, well, I didn't have time to practice, I didn't have time. But now everybody's got time. No excuse. You're at home. You don't have to go a lot of places. So we're just going to see astounding, things on our piano. So keep up the good work, and I'll send you more stuff to do. Let's accomplish this challenge. See you later.